From a troubled teenager tipping the scales at 250 pounds to one of the most feared men in modern boxing, David Benavidez has carved a legendary path with nothing but gloves, grit, and God-given ferocity. Known as El Bandera Roja and the Mexican Monster, Benavidez is more than just a fighter. He's an anomaly. He became the youngest super middleweight world champion in history at just 20, returned from suspension and personal struggles to reclaim his glory, and by 2025, he's risen again, now standing tall as the WBC and WBA light heavyweight world champion. As of now, David Benavidez remains undefeated with a record of 30-0, 24 KOs, and sits among the pound-for-pound elite of the sport. His name is mentioned alongside boxing royalty, and his fan base stretches from Phoenix to Mexico City and beyond. His ferocious pressure-fighting style, elite conditioning, and unshakable confidence have earned him not only titles, but millions. Benavidez's net worth is currently estimated between $11 million, driven by high-stakes purses, pay-per-view cuts, brand endorsements, and growing international acclaim. Once overlooked, now untouchable, David Benavidez is living proof that legends aren't born. They're forged in fire. Early life. Born December 17, 1996, in Phoenix, Arizona, David Benavidez was destined to fight. His father, Jose Benavidez Sr., a proud Mexican immigrant and experienced boxing coach, raised David in a no-nonsense environment where discipline reigned. His mother, Ecuadorian by heritage, brought warmth and resilience into the home, giving David a deeply rooted cultural identity. David grew up alongside his older brother, Jose Benavidez Jr., a decorated amateur and professional boxer in his own right. The two brothers were sparring before they could legally drive, mentored and molded under their father's unyielding training routines. But David's childhood wasn't all victories and medals. He battled early weight issues, ballooning to over 250 pounds as a teen due to poor diet and lack of discipline. Still, boxing never left his heart. Determined to change his trajectory, David committed himself fully to the sport and shed the weight, physically and metaphorically. He had a brief but perfect amateur career, 15-0, before going professional at age 16. Formal schooling took a backseat as boxing became his sole focus. He never pursued college, instead choosing to enter the brutal world of pro boxing with nothing but raw skill and endless potential. Personal life. David Benavidez is famously private about his personal life. While he has been romantically linked to partners in the past, as of August 2025, there is no public record of a marriage or confirmed children. Any reports claiming otherwise remain unverified or outdated. What is clear, however, is David's deep connection to family, particularly his father and brother, despite the ups and downs of their relationship. In past interviews, David has spoken about reconciling personal ambition with family loyalty, a theme that has defined much of his boxing journey. Regarding religion, David has not openly declared affiliation with a specific faith, though he has referenced belief in God and shown appreciation for spiritual strength during key moments in his career. Outside the ring, David has quietly participated in charity work, including youth mentorship initiatives and fundraising events through the Boxing Wags Association, particularly supporting families affected by cancer and underprivileged youth. He does not currently run public business ventures or appear in celebrity television projects, choosing instead to focus his brand strictly around boxing. In many ways, David Benavidez lets his fists do the talking, both inside and outside the ring. Professional career. The early prodigy. David turned pro in 2013 at age 16, facing Erasmo Moreno in Mexico and winning by first-round knockout. From that moment on, he was on a warpath. By the time he turned 19, he had racked up a dozen wins, most by knockout, and earned a reputation as a frightening force in the super middleweight division, making history at 20. In September 2017, David defeated Ronald Gavril via split decision to become the youngest super middleweight world champion in boxing history at just 20 years old. He defended the title in a rematch, this time dominating Gavril over 12 rounds. The fall. Cocaine suspension. Then came the stumble. In 2018, he tested positive for cocaine and evaded a drug test, leading to a suspension and being stripped of his WBC title. The boxing world was stunned. Critics wrote him off. But David, humbled and refocused, treated it not as a curse, but as a second chance. The return of the monster. He came back in 2019, knocking out Julian Love and later claiming victory over Romer Alexis Angulo and David Lemieux. His destruction of Lemieux in 2022 to win the WBC interim super middleweight title was a signal to the world. David Benavidez was back and more dangerous than ever. The Caleb Plant rivalry. In March 2023, he clashed with Caleb Plant in a highly anticipated grudge match. Benavidez punished Plant over 12 rounds, winning by unanimous decision and retaining his interim title. The fight was a massive pay-per-view success and further elevated David's profile. Moving up, the light heavyweight takeover. In June 2024, Benavidez moved up to light heavyweight and defeated former champion Oleksandr Gvozdyk, capturing the WBC interim title. A few months later, he outboxed David Morrell, winning the WBA regular belt. Then in April 2025, he was officially elevated to full WBC light heavyweight champion after Dmitry Bivol vacated the title. Benavidez now reigns as one of the kings of the 175-pound division. He is currently in talks to defend his unified titles against the likes of Callum Smith and Joshua Buatsi, with a potential mega fight against Artur Beterbiev looming in 2026. House tour and car collection. Benavidez, while not flashy on social media, has given fans a glimpse into his Las Vegas home, where he hosts his fight camps. The house includes a private gym, trophy room, and a large outdoor space, ideal for his intense training. His car collection is modest but stylish. A Tesla Model X, his go-to daily driver. A BMW X5M for speed and comfort. And a custom Chevy Camaro SS, nodding to his love for classic American muscle. Unlike some fighters who flaunt gold chains and yachts, Benavidez remains low-key and humble, often crediting his father for teaching him the value of hard work over materialism. David never attended college. His professional boxing journey began so early that college wasn't part of the plan. Instead, his education came in the form of sparring sessions with world-class fighters and real-life challenges that shaped his discipline and resolve. As of today, David Benavidez is alive, healthy, and in peak physical form. At 28 years old, he continues to reign as a world champion and is gearing up for more major fights. There is no cause of death to report. Benavidez is living the prime of his career. David Benavidez's story is one of resurrection, rage, and raw talent. His journey from a chubby teen to the most feared man in the ring is a modern boxing epic, rivaling even the legends of the past. He's not just a puncher. He's a technician with venom in his fists and a champion's heart. He's been knocked down by life, not in the ring, and each time he's risen stronger. Whether it was a failed drug test, media criticism, or doubters labeling him overrated, he's answered it all with violence, victory, and titles. Benavidez is not only an American champion, but also a hero to thousands of young Latinos who see in him a symbol of redemption and pride. He is building a legacy that could, one day, place him among the likes of Canelo Alvarez, Andre Ward, and Roy Jones Jr. And the best part? His story is still being written.